Harvard professor says all hell broke loose when his study found no racial bias in police Minecrafting. Roland Fryer said he lived under police protection during the fallout of his study. The grifters cannot handle the truth. Like their entire grift falls apart if the truth gets out. They cannot have that happening. A Harvard professor said that all hell broke loose when he was forced to go out in public with armed security after he published a study that found no evidence of racial bias in police shootings. During a sit-down conversation with Barry Weiss of the Free Press, Harvard economics professor Roland Fryer, who is black, by the way, so just to put that out there, discussed the fallout from a current year -8 study he published on racial bias in Houston policing. The study found that police are more than twice as likely to manhandle, beat, or use some other kind of non-fatal force against blacks or Hispanics than against people of other races. However, the data also determined that officers are 23.8% less likely to shoot at blacks and 8.5% less likely to shoot at Hispanics than they were to shoot at whites. I'd rather take the beating, to be honest. That sounds like it would be way better. When Fryer claimed the data showed no racial differences in officer-involved shootings, he said all hell broke loose and his life was upended. Yeah, you got a nice front row seat. You got a nice lesson in tolerance. Yeah. Fryer received the first of many complaints and threats 4 minutes after the publication. You're full of shit, the sender said. Fryer said people quickly lost their minds and some of his colleagues refused to believe the results after months of asking him not to print the data. Yeah, because it goes against their agenda. It completely upends their whole grift. They cannot have this happen. Well, I had colleagues take me aside and said, don't publish this, you'll ruin your career, Fryer revealed. The world-renowned economist knew from comments by faculty that he was likely to garner backlash. Fryer admitted that he had anticipated the results of the study would be different and would confirm suspicions of racial bias against minorities. When the results found no racial bias, Fryer hired 8 new assistants and redid the study. The data came back the same. Okay, so even he was going into it expecting one thing, and when he didn't get the result he wanted, he doubled down. Like, there's no way. Let me do this again. And to his credit, he actually eventually accepted, like, fuck, man, maybe I was lied to. Maybe I was the one who was wrong. So after the report was published, Fryer lived under police protection for over a month. He had a 7-day-old daughter at the time and went shopping for diapers. So I was going to the grocery store to get diapers with an armed guard. It was crazy. It was really, truly crazy, he said. Imagine being the employees at that store. Damn. Fryer, who became the youngest tenured black professor at Harvard at age 30, was suspended for 2 years from the university in current year -5. After he allegedly engaged in unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature, he continues to deny the allegations. Oh, yeah, this is typical, by the way. So they couldn't silence him any other way, so they always resort to this. So at the time, then Harvard Dean Claudine Gay claimed Fryer's research and conduct with other employees exhibited a pattern of behavior that failed to meet expectations within the community. Oh, yeah, kind of like your plagiarism, am I right? The totality of these behaviors is a clear vision of institutional norms that and a betrayal of trust, she said. So Gay resigned from her position as Harvard president in early January after widespread plagiarism allegations and criticism of her testimony to Congress, where she failed to fully clarify whether calling for the genocide of tiny hats violated Harvard's policies against bullying and harassment. Weiss, referencing Gay in a conversation with Fryer, asked him if he believes in karma. I heard it's a motherfucker, he replied. Nice. Yeah, good. So he got some justice at the end there. Yeah, he sure did. Although she's still there making tons of money, I bet. Yeah, and I mean she's still, look, she's not president anymore, but she's still on the college payroll, making 6 figures. She's not struggling. But hey, maybe they could remove her for some other reason, like they did with this guy.